Hello, my dear students. I am B.S. Pandey, your physics lecturer. And my dear students, today we are in very important lecture. Today we will understand how to maintain the experiment, that is the lab work, and how to perform the experiment. Okay, I will start today experiment number 1 in this virtual lab. My dear students, till standard 12th you have to follow the same thing that I will teach you today. And might be the few of you, my dear students, know how to maintain the lab record book. But here I will tell you step by step how you have to maintain the record book, because this is the 30% of your value marks, and you will have to perform even 2 experiments inside the lab at the time of examination. Here in virtual class lab, I will explain you how to perform the experiment, and I hope that you will be able to understand the things. After we will get the real physics lab, I will give you the instruments and you will try to do the experiment on the basis of this memory that I'm going to teach you right now. So let's start today's. This is the experiment number 1 of your standard 11. Okay, so the first experiment. Of standard 11, it is the experiment 1. My dear students, there are several steps that you have to follow in your record copy. Okay, one by one. The first step is to write the aim of experiment. Remember, in the proper way I'm writing, you have to follow all the things. The first step, it is aim of experiment. Aim of experiment. You have to write in rough somewhere else. In rough, write down the steps first, and then after we will understand how we have to maintain the different steps. Okay, so the first will be the aim of experiment. The second step you have to maintain, it will be the required apparatus. To do the experiment you need some apparatus, instrument. So the next step will be the required apparatus. Required apparatus. Okay, now the third step, after the apparatus, my dear students, you have to use that apparatus. So to use that apparatus you need some principle and theory that over which this particular experiment is based. So it will be the principle or theory. Okay, you have to write principle or theory. Now the next step, after knowing the principle and theory, you try to maintain the diagram. I cannot say the circuit diagram, because in standard 11 you have to do all the experiment which are based on mechanics. Alright, so you will write simply the diagram. Okay, here the diagram. The next step will be the experimental diagram you can write. So it is diagram. Now after making this diagram, my dear students, after diagram what you have to do, you have to write the procedure, how you are performing this experiment one by one. You have to write the procedure. And one thing which is very important, remember, you have to write the procedure here in your record copy. Procedure never be used to write in examination. In examination you have to write all the things except this procedure. Okay, except this procedure and precaution. You can write the source of error, but you don't have to write the procedure and precaution in examination. Okay, so this is the procedure. After the procedure, that how you have to perform the experiment, how many steps you followed, you have to obtain the observations. Okay, and to obtain that observation you need some tabular form. So in a table, you will write the observation that you got. So the next step will be the observation table. Observation table. Okay, my dear students. Now, after the observation table, you made, what you will do, you will complete the observation table, and then after, on the basis of that observation table, you need to calculate the required value that you want. Okay, so the next will be the calculation, and on the basis of this calculation, you will get the result. Okay, after the result, this will be your experimental result. You try to give the precautions that you have to maintain while performing the experiment. So this will be the precaution. Okay, and the next, that is the last, you can write the source of error. This could be the error. Remember, this step you have to follow for all the experiment till 12th. Remember, till 12th. This is not for 11th and not for this particular experiment, my dear students. You have to follow these steps. You have to follow these steps till 12th in each experiment that you are maintaining. Okay. So let me start with the first step, my dear students. It is aim of experiment. Today we are going to start the first experiment, and this experiment is based on the vernier caliper. Okay, the aim of experiment is to find the diameter of a spherical body, or you can write the bob. Okay, hope you have seen the metallic bob for the experiment of simple pendulum. Of that metallic bob, we are going to find the diameter using this apparatus. You will see that apparatus in a video clip that I will add here in my lecture. Okay, my dear students. So to find the diameter of a spherical body, that is the metallic bob. Okay, spherical metallic bob. What are the required apparatus? The second step. It is the required apparatus. In short, I am writing, my dear student. So we need two things. One, it is vernier caliper. This is also known as the slide caliper. Remember, the slide caliper. Actually, the Pierre when Vernier was a physicist, mathematician, that's why we use here the vernier caliper with the in respect of his name. But it is the vernier caliper or the slide caliper, because it slide the two scales we use. One scale slides over the another scale. So the vernier caliper, one, and the second required apparatus, our second required apparatus, it is a spherical body, that is the bob. A spherical body, that is the metallic bob. Okay, my dear students. Now, after this, we know that we have to follow the theory or the principle. Theory or principle. Okay.
Vernier calipers is an instrument which is most commonly used in the physics laboratory to measure lengths of small objects accurately, which could not have been possible with a meter scale. The word calipers means any instrument with two jaws which is used to determine diameters of objects. Vernier calipers was invented by a French mathematician, Pierre Vernier, in 1631, and thus the name vernier calipers. It consists of a long rectangular metal strip which has a fixed jaw on one end. It is graduated in inches at its upper end and centimeter at its lower end, which is called the main scale. There is a movable rectangular metal strip which is graduated with a special relation to that of the main scale, which is called the vernier scale, which slides over this long metal strip. It has a jaw similar to that of main scale. These jaws together are used to hold the object firmly while measuring its length, which is not possible with a meter scale. These jaws are called the external or lower jaws, which are generally used to measure the diameter of a sphere or a cylinder. These jaws are extended to other side, called the upper or the internal jaws, which are generally used to measure the internal diameter of a hollow cylinder. There is also a metal strip attached at the back of the vernier calipers, which is used to measure the internal depth of a cylinder. This instrument works on a simple principle known as the vernier principle. According to the principle, a given length x is divided into n-1 and n smaller divisions, each division of different lengths, which are represented by two scales as shown. Let us say the distance of 9 mm is divided into 9 divisions on one side and 10 divisions on the other side. Then 10 divisions of scale B is equal to 9 divisions of scale A. 10 into B is equal to 9 into A. B is equal to 9A by 10. B is equal to 0.9 divisions on scale A. Here, the upper scale, scale A, is called the main scale, and the lower scale, scale B, is the vernier scale. One vernier scale division is equal to 0.9 main scale divisions. As the length of the main scale division is equal to 1 mm, then one vernier scale division is equal to 0.9 mm. Therefore, each vernier scale division is shorter than the main scale division by 1/10 of one main scale division, or 0.1 mm. Thus, as we can clearly see, the first mark of the vernier scale is short by 1/10 of the main scale division. Thus, 10th mark of the vernier scale is short by 10 by 10th of main scale division. And therefore, 10th division of vernier scale coincides with 9th division of the main scale. Now, let us try to move the vernier scale very slowly from left to right. Now, the 0 of the vernier scale is moved to the right marginally, and the first mark of the vernier scale still does not coincide with the first mark of the main scale. In this case, we cannot measure the displacement. Now, we try to move the 0 until the first mark of the vernier scale coincide with the first mark of the main scale. Now, we can firmly say that the displacement of 0 vernier scale from 0 main scale is 0.1 mm, because first mark is 0.1 mm shorter of one main scale division, as explained before. Now, we move even more further such that the second mark of the vernier scale coincides with the second mark of the main scale division. The distance between two zeros is 0.2 mm, because the second vernier scale division is 0.2 mm shorter than the second main scale division. Similarly, when the 10th mark of the vernier scale division coincides with the 10th of the main scale division, the distance between them is 1 millimeter.
Calculation of least count. Actually, my dear students, we are having the two scales. What is the least count? Actually, the least count, it is the minimum measurement of any instrument that can be done by that instrument. This is the very simple. If I'm having a wristwatch, suppose that wristwatch can measure minimum 1 second. So 1 second will be the least count of that wristwatch. Okay, my dear students. So this is the meaning of least count. Calculation of the, we need to understand how much value, the minimum value that apparatus can count. This is the least count. Okay, so here the two scales are formed. This is called main scale and the reading of this scale we will write the MSD as the main scale division. Okay, main scale division. Sometime in some books it is written as the main scale reading, MSR. Okay, MSR. The first count of this scale is known as the zero count. Okay, after the zero will move and you will get some value. So this first one is called the zero count. Here the fifth count, middle one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 5. We have the 10 division on this main scale. Okay, over this scale another scale runs here in this experiment, in this apparatus which is called the vernier caliper. Here the another scale you will get and it is called vernier scale. Remember my dear students, while I am drawing this vernier scale, I tried to get parallel line from the 9th division. It is the division number 10, 0 we left, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the 10 division. With the parallel line of 9th division, this one is the 9th division. 9th division, I am showing here the vernier scale, the full scale. So 10 division of this vernier scale, 10 division, this is our vernier scale division. We will get the vernier scale division. Okay, and this is called the vernier scale. Vernier scale. Okay, my dear students, here how many divisions you will get? Again 10 division. 0, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what is the relation between these two scales, my dear students? So it is very clear. It is very clear. The 10 division of vernier scale, it is equivalent to the, this one is the very important, kindly note down, 10 vernier scale division, it is equals to the 9 main scale division. Okay, my dear students, it is the 10 vernier scale division equals the 9 main scale division. So it is quite obvious, my dear students, using this scale, main scale, suppose the main scale one reading is of this length. Okay, this is the 0 and this is the first division, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is the first I am representing here. And if this 10 division of vernier scale equivalent to the 9 division, it means the divisions of vernier scale is little shorter compared to the divisions of main scale. If this is the division of main scale division, then vernier scale division should be little smaller. This is the vernier scale division. Okay, this is 0 and this is 1. Now you can see very clearly, my dear students, this scale can measure, this is the vernier scale division. This scale can measure this much length and this scale individually can measure this much length. Okay, but these two scale, okay, these two scale along with each other can measure this much amount also. I hope you understand. This much length we can also measure, and this is the minimum measurement. This would be the minimum measurement that can be done by this apparatus adjoining these two scale. And what we can write this value, my dear students? If this is one main scale division and this is one vernier scale division, it means this will be how much? So this is the least count, and this least count is nothing but the one main scale division minus one vernier scale division. This is very easy. Now we will convert this least count in a particular unit for the measurement. Alright, so it is provided here the 10 division of main scale division. Here the 10 main scale division, my dear student, equals to 1 centimeter. Remember, it is 10 main scale division is 1 centimeter. Let me write over here. Kindly note down. I am going to rub this one. So, the 10 main scale division is 1 centimeter, okay, and 9 main scale division equals to 10 vernier scale division. So, 1 vernier scale division should be 9 by 10 main scale division. Am I right? 1 vernier scale division can be written as a 9 by 10 main scale division. Now, least count, we know that it is 1 main scale division minus 1 vernier scale division. It means we can write here the 1 main scale division minus 1 vernier scale division. How much? 9 by 10 main scale division. So, we are having here 1 by 10 main scale division, and this is our least count. But this 1 main scale division, this can be also written then 1 by 10 into 1 main scale division, and this 1 main scale division equals to how much? So, we can write, my dear students, it is 1 by 10 into 1 main scale division. It is 1 main scale division 1 by 10 centimeter. 1 by 10 centimeter, that is 0.01 centimeter. Even you can write this least count in millimeter also. This is in centimeter, and in millimeter it will be 0.1 millimeter. Okay, so this is your least count. Okay, that minimum measurement that can be done by this instrument. This is the least count. This is the minimum measurement. Remember, my students, this is the minimum measurement. How you will obtain the diameter? So the diameter formula for measuring the diameter of that spherical body, it will be, the diameter will be written as, you will understand in the video clip why this formula is valid and why we are using this particular formula. But the formula, it is the diameter will be main scale divisions, okay, number of main scale division plus, remember the number of main scale division plus least count into number of vernier scale division. If you will multiply by the vernier scale division, the least count, you will convert into 1 unit of the main scale division. So you will get the diameter. Remember, if you are writing this main scale division in centimeter, then you should use this least count in centimeter. Or if you are writing in millimeter, then you have to use this least count in millimeter. Okay, my dear students. Now, after calculation of this least count, my dear students, let me see another video clip to understand how you have to maintain the diagram and you have to write the procedure. Okay, so let's have a look over the second video clip I'm going to add now. Okay, so look at carefully this video clip.
After obtaining the least count of the vernier, let us proceed to calculate the length of any given object. Now, let us say a very small object of length x is placed between the jaws. In order to find the length of the object, we need to calculate the distance between the two zeros. In order to find the length of the object, we need to calculate the distance between the two zeros. This can be obtained by subtracting the length from 0 to coincidence of main scale division and vernier scale division, and length from 0 of vernier scale to coincidence of vernier scale. Here it is 7 main scale divisions minus 4 vernier scale divisions. This can be written as 3 main scale divisions plus 4 main scale divisions minus 4 vernier scale divisions, which is 3 main scale divisions plus 4 into main scale divisions minus vernier scale divisions. 3 main scale divisions is equal to reading that can be measured by the main scale. Therefore, it is main scale reading. It is 3 mm, as one division of main scale is 1 mm. Now, this portion is the extra portion between the 3 main scale division and the 0 of vernier scale, which would be measured by the vernier scale and is nothing but 4 into main scale division minus vernier scale division. 4 is the vernier coincidence. Main scale division minus vernier scale division is the least count or the vernier constant as calculated before. It is 0.1 mm. 4 into 0.1 is equal to 0.4 mm. Thus, the length is 3 plus 0.4, which is 3.4 mm. Thus, the formula for total reading is given by main scale reading plus vernier scale coincidence into least count. Thus, we use this formula to find out the total reading measured by the vernier calipers. In some instruments we usually find in laboratory suffer from excessive wear and tear and also due to the manufacturing defect. The 0 of the vernier scale do not coincide with the 0 of the main scale. It is either right or left of it. So, let us say in the given instrument, say vernier calipers A, if the 0 of the vernier scale is to the right of the 0 of the main scale. In this case, a particular division of the vernier scale coincides with the division of the main scale. Now, this can be understood as the vernier calipers is already measuring a certain length as if an object is placed in between its jaws, even though no object is being held. Now, the extra distance is the extra reading. The given vernier calipers is measuring an extra length than the actual length when an actual object is to be measured. Thus, our interest is to measure this extra length. Now, in this device, for example, an interesting point is observed that the fifth division of the vernier scale is coinciding with the division on the main scale when it normally should be at 0.5 mm to the left or right of any division. Thus, we can say that this extra length, which is wrongly measured by this vernier calipers, is 0.5 mm. Therefore, we reduce this length of 0.5 mm from the observed readings to obtain the actual reading. This type of error, in which the 0 is to the right of the 0 of the main scale, is called as the positive 0 error. The correction we make is called the 0 correction, and in this case it is negative 0 correction. This reading can also be simply obtained by using the formula we discussed before. Total reading is equal to main scale reading plus least count into vernier coincidence. Here, main scale reading is equal to 0. Least count is equal to 0.1 mm and vernier coincidence is equal to 5. Therefore, 0 error is equal to 0 plus 0.1 into 5, which is 0.5 mm. And thus, 0 correction is minus 0.5 mm. Similarly, when the 0 of the vernier scale is to the left of the 0 of the main scale, it actually measures less length than the actual length. Now, let us say, for example, in this given vernier calipers B, the 0 of the vernier scale is to the left of the 0 of the main scale, and the 6th division of the vernier scale coincides with the division of the main scale. But in the normal devices, which are free from the 0 error, the 6th division is actually at 0.4 mm ahead of the main scale division. Thus, we can conclude that this particular device measures a less distance of 0.4 mm. Thus, in order to obtain the actual reading, we need to add this to the observed reading. This type of zero error is called the negative zero error, and the correction is positive. As usual, this error can also be calculated using the formula main scale reading is -1 millimeters. Vernier coincidence is equal to 6 and least count is equal to 0.1 mm. Therefore, error is equal to minus 0.4 mm and the correction is plus 0.4 mm.
Now, after this second clip, my dear students, we understand very well how you have to perform the experiment, that is the procedure, what will be the diagram. Now, we are in final stage of this experiment, that is the observation table and the calculation based on that observation table. Remember, my dear students, here I am not performing the experiment, but I am having the record from my previous lecture, what I have taught in a school lab. Okay, I will give you the observation here only to understand, but that observations are correct. Okay, the calculation you can done on the basis of that observation. Now we'll draw the observation table for the measurement of diameter. So let me wrap this one. You can give the heading, my dear students, observation table, that is the next step. Remember, all the steps you have followed already, it is mentioned in the video clip. The next step, it is the observation table. Observation table. Okay, I'm going to make here the observation table. Now, my dear students, the first line will be the serial number. How many experiments you want to perform, this is the serial number. Next will be the main scale division. Okay, main scale division. If you are getting 5 main scale division, so you will write the 5. If you are getting 1.4, 1.2, whatever, the main scale division, and this will be measured in centimeter. Okay, we will write it as A. As A, this is the main scale division. Vernier scale division. Okay, this vernier scale division lies from 1 to 9 or 10. Remember, 1 to 10. Actually, this vernier scale division is the one division of vernier scale. You know that the total division will be only 10 divisions on the vernier scale, because vernier scale is the small scale and the main scale it is the longer one, the 15 centimeter or the 17 centimeter. So there will be the only 10 division. If you will see by just it is moving, you will see any one of the division of vernier scale will coincide with the any division of the main scale. So you have to count the number of division on the vernier scale. If the fifth one coinciding, the vernier scale division will be 5. If fourth one is coinciding, so the vernier scale division will be 4. Okay, so the vernier scale division, it is the nth. Okay, and the 5th, 4th, 6th, 7th, whatever may be. Now the next one, it is the vernier scale division into least count. Into least count, you can say it is nth into least count, into least count, and this will be the B. Okay, we will notify it as B. Okay, and the diameter will be A plus B. this will be also in centimeter. Remember here the list count you are taking in centimeter. Okay, so that's it, nothing more you have to write. You are performing 5 experiments, suppose the 5 observation to minimize the error. 5 observation you have performed to minimize the error. In first observation you got the value 1.6 as the main scale division, and you are getting 1.6 almost in each turn, each observation. Okay, but here you got the main vernier scale division, here 9, here 4, here 7, here 8, and here 2. Okay, after calculation you will get 9 into 0.01, 4 into 0.1, 7 into 0.01, 8 into 0.01, 2 into 0.01. Alright, and this will give you some certain value. After adding this to A and B, it is how much? 0.09. Okay, you will get the value, it is 1.69 centimeter, 1.64, 1.67, 1.68, 1.62. Alright, these are the value. The next, in next table you can write, my dear student, the mean diameter. The mean diameter, mean dia. Okay, how you will calculate this mean dia? So this is the observation table. Now on the basis of this we will do calculation. So mean dia, my dear students, that is the mean diameter. We can write adding all these values: 1.69, 1.64, 1.67, 1.68 and 1.62 divided by how much? It is 5. After the calculation we got the value 1.66 centimeter. 1.66 centimeter. It is 1.66 centimeter. And this is our result, my dear students. Finally we land up for the result. So the next step is the result. So in result what you have to write? The diameter of Bob, it is 1.66 centimeter. Okay, this is your result. Now in next step, my dear students, what you used to write actually? So you used to write the precautions and source of error that you can find from the video clip. Okay, my dear student. So in this way you have to perform the experiment. This was the first experiment we have done here in virtual lab. In next experiment, my dear students, you will be much more experienced how to write the experiment and how you have to perform the experiment inside the lab. Okay, my dear students. So this is all about the today's lecture. It is the experiment number 1 we have done, my dear students. Thank you very much.